Grande para.
What an amazing accomplishment. Could have done it without you. Thank you.
Grazie a tutti.
Get in there, Lewis. Awesome race, mate. What absolute fantastic race pace.
That's what I'm talking about, guys.
My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for so.
Oh, hey Matty, I'm doing good. I'm on a bit of a burner. Hold on a minute. Held it, held it. Okay. Okay. I want you to know I have not driven this track, well, in reverse until exactly tonight. How long ago did I start the stream? Whenever I started the stream, which was not very long ago. Thank you for the subscription, Matthew. I'm doing okay. I'm tired. It's been a busy old time, but yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? 128.3 is, you know, it's alright, isn't it? Is it alright though? I have no idea. Do you know anything about, like, Silverstone Reverse? I haven't even really had time to consider whether, like, the setup is any good. I mean, it feels fine though. It's a little bit loose, but, like, it should be loose because there are so many times where it's just like this, you know? You just go as fast as you can, man. That has... I think you have to take that in second gear, but it feels so weird. Just got back off holiday? Nice. You had a good time? You're glad to be back? What's the overarching feeling? Not sure if I'm slowing down way too much there. Like, I think it's such a late apex. It's actually, like, kind of scary. Whoa. Oh, jeez. There's just, you know what I mean? Every curb. Don't be touching no curbs. Holiday been in Northumbria, visiting castles. Listen, holiday is a holiday. To be honest though, you know, not sure it's my thing. Have you tried any reverse tracks on this year's game, Matty? I don't know how, like, how... The thing is, right, this is going to sound like a silly question. Like, how in tune are you with Silverstone? You know what I mean? Because I feel like I could probably... I feel like... Even if Silverstone was not in front of me, right? Like, it wasn't on the screen. I think I could tell you how it goes. Like, I don't know all the names of the corners and everything, but I could probably tell you, you know, express to you what I'm doing corner by corner. I'm just doing it in reverse is so weird. It's like a real kind of mind fuck. Because it's like places that you recognize around the racetrack, but none of it works the way that your brain thinks it should work. Can't really describe it. And it's so easy, like the runoff, on a lot of these corners, you know, there's like actual runoff areas when you drive it the right way around, and then suddenly when you're in reverse, there's a lot of it where it's just like no runoff. Just make sure you stay in between the lines, you know? Maybe that'll mean less penalties, though. Some people were talking about how there's going to be a lot of penalties. I don't know, let's wait and see. Because I don't think you can actually, like, get too many penalties without binning it, you know? It's going to be close to PB, but it won't do it, I don't think. Yeah, it's weird in reverse. Silverstone's actually a good track, I think, in reverse, you know? Like, it feels like a proper racetrack. Whoa! It's just that my brain is not accustomed to Silverstone looking like this. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I got stuck on the curb. I couldn't, like, turn it off. I'm not sure I've nailed that first corner yet. I don't really know, like, I haven't theorized it properly, you know? I don't actually know what I should be doing. Currently, I'm just trying to go fast. And, you know, it's like, I mean, look. The time's not terrible. It's reasonably fast, but I don't know actually what I should be doing. I mean, these are like, you know. Whoa. I can't keep doing that. All right. These are, you know, consistent-ish laps. All right, let's have a look. Let's tweet. Actually, don't even think I need all of that. I'm gonna go crazy. I was just losing probably a couple of clicks of wing and not counting for it. Oh, is that actually the quickest way to do that? I miss my downshift there so often as well, and I feel like I'm pressing it. I think it's just the time you have to press it. I actually don't think the engine likes the downshift at all there, or something weird. Whoa. Maybe I do need those extra couple of clicks of wing, you know? It's like you really have to... I can't explain it. You really have to force the downshift there. Unless that's just... I don't know, my equipment. You could also... Like, I can take it in 6th, but it's slow. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep doing that. Okay, I need to like do a few more laps with this. Whoa! I forgot my rear wing was open. Okay. I need to do a few more laps. All right, let's just do a full restart of that. With this setup and see if I can do like hops in reverse properly. Because if not, maybe I just need to go back. And you... let me try again. You have to brake earlier than I think there, but it's like hard... You don't have to brake for the first kink. It's for the second bit, and it's kind of like halfway around it. I also haven't put the racing line on once, so I don't know what it's supposed to be. I know what feels fast. That'll be me. Almost lost it. Oh, easy. Was maybe a smooth. Oh man, as smooth as I've ever been through the first corner and then just screwed that up big time. When is Balcazar's stint? Hey man. She's fucking fast, let me tell you. Tell you what, Kelston's fucking fast this lap. Hold on. To your steering wheels. Oh no! Oh, look at that. Lost everything. But didn't lose the car, so hey. Never mind. Senna-esque, you'd say. Still might PB, imagine that. We're 6,000th in the world, Bo. Oh my god! All right, you know what? We'll take the off-road. Just hit some golden mushrooms, should be fine. Have you ever seen Silverstone in reverse? It's actually a bit of a mindfuck. You ready? I'll try and do a proper lap. Actually a little bit weird. Whoa. Oh, you're seeing it now. Here we go. Silverstone in reverse. Coming up to Beckett's and Maggots now, you know. Oh, such a shaky final sector. It's right on the edge. Weird though, isn't it? Anyway, that's where we're racing tonight. We're doing this track in reverse tonight, so it's exciting stuff. I don't know if my lap time's any good. I'm 6,000th in the world, something like that. I have no idea what that means. Probably means I'll be finishing about 10th. Should have been braking earlier. Never mind. Oh, carried way more speed through there. Yeah, I felt it. Sorry, Bo, 1 second. Here's a PB. There we go. Kelson is now 5,000th in the world. There it is. Whatever happened to the previous race? You had a bunch of time penalties. Yeah, so both my appeals held up. So basically, I appealed against the guy who overtook me on the pit lane entry, and I appealed against the guy who spun me out on turn 1. Both of them stuck. I think one of them, well, they both got time penalties. But again, it's like, you know, I think people should sometimes relax about the appeals thing. Like, it's nice, right, that there's a shooting system and you can appeal, but it's not improving my time in the race, right? It might just be knocking some of the people around me. So I think I finished 11th once all the times were counted. But, you know, it's fine. Cool. The appeals held up. And I think they got some warning points out of it, right? So that sometimes leads to qualifying bans and stuff. But I'm not interested in that, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to game the system by getting people banned. I really couldn't care less. I think I probably, by my appeals, I think I probably gained a position, so it was probably worth it. Right. What is... hold on. Because that first section, what am I supposed to be doing there exactly? You know what I mean? Check out my time here. I mean, I'm quicker than PG. But Scorter is my teammate. Blitz is in the same, like, tier, division. I'm going to set Scorter as my ghost car. Let's see what he's up to. Whoa. What the fuck was that? It just stopped turning. I think I just got cambered. Man, that first corner is so weird. It's so weird. I don't have, like, well-defined braking points necessarily in my head, you know? This is the first time I've ever driven this racetrack in reverse is tonight, so... It's really, like... You've just got to... I don't know what it is, man. If I was going slower through there, I could find the line, you know? But there's a perfect line to take through those first couple of corners where you can actually carry a good amount of speed doing it. You just got to, like, be really precise, it feels like. See, do you think Scorter's braking more for the first turn? I have a feeling that is where I'm losing some time. It's almost like I'm taking the last turn too slow because I haven't slowed down enough. On the first one, you know what I mean? Oh. So many corners feel like blind as well, you know? Look at how far he is ahead of me on this bit. I mean, I know I fucked up a little bit, but... I have not decided to drive the kit car, I only know. It's good to see you not sure. Hey, not sure. We're doing a reverse racetrack tonight. You see that? It's Silverstone as you've never seen it before. Fuck off. How is that an invalidation? Piss off, man. I was on the sausage. I don't think... I'm not feeling incredibly positive, not sure. I was just telling Bo, I have not driven this racetrack at all, apart from tonight. Like, about 45 minutes ago. So, you know. I need to try and work out this first corner, man. I think you're supposed to... I don't know. You're supposed to take it slower or something? I'm not interested in what the racing line says, because it's probably wrong. Nah, I don't win anymore, not sure. I mean, number one, I'm not good enough. Number two, I don't practice enough. But I think also the guys around me have just gotten better, you know? Okay, that was not terrible. That corner's weird, right? The whatever that is, like turn 3 or 4 or whatever. Because you actually don't need to brake. But if you don't brake, it's slower. Which I know is like weird. But the track is so wide that you don't need to brake. Because you'll still have track to run into. But actually, if you do brake, you can really cut down the angle of the corner. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. That's not the one then. Maybe the Mighty Division is better. I'd honestly... Nah. Honestly, I think it's partly also that, you know, as was probably bound to happen on a new game. Like, this is the first season on F1 25, isn't it? So it's a new game, which means not everybody gets the game straight away. You get some new people in. It's hard to fit them into tiers exactly. They get put in a tier. The tiers race on different days. It's not super straightforward to ask people to race on a different day compared to the one that they kind of signed up for. So I think it's just a little bit of that. Like, there's definitely some people in this tier who belong in a higher tier. But, you know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? And besides that, like, I'm only saying that as a matter of fact. I'm definitely not saying it as an excuse, because you can only race what's in front of you, you know what I mean? I don't care whether these guys are quicker than me or not. It's like, you're on a racetrack. Tell you what, this is a pretty smooth one, but again, look how far Squatter is ahead of me. Oh no. Even though it feels smooth. And now I've probably ruined everything. Well, it's still PB, is it? Yeah, but... Oh my god. That was scary. I thought for sure it was going to invalidate me, but instead it just made me float for a moment, which seems fair. I would cry and make a big to-do in the Discord. I hear that's the way to do it. Nah, yeah, I mean, I can't be bothered with all that, man. Like, it's not... The point is, there are people, I think, currently, racing in Tier 5 who belong in a tier above Tier 5, and yet that is not their fault, nor is it the fault of the league. Like, it's just one of those things, you know? And if you just spend all your time fucking bitching and moaning about that, you know? Okay, well... Cool. I don't know what to tell you, really. They're faster than me, but can I beat them in a race? Yeah. You know? That's the other way to look at it. I enjoy being contradictory, but I'm in it for the laughs. I've difficulty truly caring enough. Yeah, exactly. Whoa, fuck. Oh my god. You see that? The right-hand front tyre was just having fucking none of that. I think it was ready for tearing off the car. Yeah, great lap. Whoa. It's so easy to do that, man. It's so easy to do that. Okay, hold on. The other thing that I'm considering, I already lowered my front wing. Let's fucking lower the rear wing a few clicks. Let's see what happens. NASCAR level driving? Yeah, yeah. Alright, we should be flying in a straight line now. But we might experience a little bit of that. Nah. Well, let's try a couple of laps, but I actually don't think this will work. Well, there's always the thing about Formula 1 cars, though. Enough downforce to drive upside down in a tunnel, you know what I mean? It's not like straightforward to flip these things, really. I'm going to give it a couple of laps with this new style setup, but I don't think, between me and you, it's actually going to work, but let's see. I am faster in a straight line. That was quite a jump. 3,000 in the world or something? Oh, I just couldn't get it turned in.
My baby
Oh
don't
my
mess
goodness.
around
Not sure,
because
thank
she
you so
loves
much.
me so, and this I know for sure.
Ah, yeah, I think you were pretty fast in iRacing, bro. Look at that, Kelston, 3,000. How many people are here, though? Well, oh, 46,000. There you go. So I'm 3,228 out of 46,000 players. Top 7%. Game over, best friend since. Yeah, it's just it's a love of moving guys around a map, isn't it? I'm gonna save this setup, to be honest. If I decide to mess with the clicks on the wings, I will, but to be honest, in the race, lower wings is going to be better anyway for getting some potential overtakes done, because I imagine that I will not qualify the best ever. So the thing is, though, Bo, X-Wing is such a good miniatures game, isn't it? There's very few games like that, I think, that have such a unique mechanic expressly designed for that, like, intimate competition. I feel like it's very easy to bond over a game of X-Wing. Yeah, no, I agree, it's top tier. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Legion still doesn't quite hit it for me. I think my problem with Legion, I almost want it to be bigger. You know what I mean? It's like it's... I'll tell you what it is with Legion. It feels like it's stuck somewhere between, like, a clash of armies and a skirmish, you know? And I would like it to sort of pick a side. It feels like it hasn't picked a side. I also love Armada, though. Armada, I think, is great. I think Armada... Here's the thing. I'm going to have to restart this one. I think both Armada and X-Wing are really, really good, because it's also not straightforward to know how to make those games, right? How to translate, like, the maneuvering of a capital ship, spaceship, you know, or dogfighting. How on earth do you translate that to, like, moving pieces on a board? But I think both of them do it really thematically and really well for what it is that they're trying to represent. So they strike me as very creative games as well. Hold on, everybody. What a fucking start this is. I mean, some parts of that lap were not perfect, but I mean, when I first started practicing tonight, that straightaway, the like final straight before you get into that sort of sequence of about 6 corners, I was so far behind Scorter, and that lap I felt pretty close to him actually. Maybe it was the way we played, but Legion just never seemed to be able to get to the level I wanted it to get to. Like, you can't really get all those cool moves off. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I think it also... I think it doesn't, like... It doesn't take seriously enough the potential for getting those cool moves off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... I just feel like it's not really built for it, you know? How many units are in a squad? 5? Do you see what I mean? It's almost like it feels like it should be... I think if it was grander, I think if it took itself to be a grander game, it might then have... It'd probably be more complex, but it might have those routes then to do cool things more often. It's a little bit like... you know the other one? Shatterpoint? That's like the skirmish game, right? That's like 5 miniatures v5 miniatures or whatever, and it's very like very scaled back, very trimmed down. It is designed to be a skirmish, and I think I don't love Shatterpoint because I don't think I love sort of that skirmish type gameplay, but it represents it really well, you know, because I think it focuses on it. Legion feels the most like it could just be any IP. Yeah, that's probably true, yeah. Yeah, I mean, X-Wing... That's the other thing, isn't it? What other game has pieces that control like X-Wing? None. I don't think. You could do X-Wing with, like... You could reskin it, right? As, like, a generic military game. I don't know, featuring fucking Harrier fighter jets or something. But... It'd have to be the set. Even then, I don't think it would exactly work well. I think they designed it expressly for a purpose. And it's the same thing with Armada. Like, Armada, again, you could maybe reskin it as some sci-fi space battle, but, you know, the Star Destroyer feels like a fucking Star Destroyer, man. It's cumbersome, you know? It's unwieldy. But it can also be just... slow and domineering and overwhelming. There's something about it. Something about Armada and X-Wing that just feel correct. And the X-Wing thing with like second guessing your opponent, and the minute someone pulls off one of those whatever the fuck it is, Croygan turns or whatever, you know, they do a fucking loop-de-loop. Oh man, it feels like it, you know? All they did was flip over a dial on the table and then move their little ship, but it fucking feels like they just did a loop-de-loop and fucked you, you know? Oh, it's so like, it just captures the feel of dogfighting so well. Alright, I gotta try and put a proper lap in. Started school this week for IT support. Wait, school for IT support? I don't understand. In my British understanding of the English language, I'm not sure that that sentence applies the way that I think it applies. It captures it that well. It's awesome. Game with us sometime. Love to play it again. Not sure. Yeah. Or we can just share it. I mean, I've spoke about it loads of times with you, Bo, about doing another Legion game sometime, you know? And even streaming it or whatever. But and I'm not saying like, oh, you've let me down. I don't mean that. I just mean we've spoke about it and it just never, you know, couldn't quite get it to align. But I would play that game again in a heartbeat. Are you kidding? Ooh, I can really fuck up this first corner, boys. I don't know what to tell you. I can lose a lot of time. Would you do Armada or X-Wing? I mean, either. I think, here's the thing. I think Armada... I like both probably about the same. Armada, unfortunately, has less content. It's not as easy to do a Republic versus Separatist type thing in Armada because they never released enough ships, you know? And just on the whole, I think it's easier for Armada to start to feel samey, just because there's less stuff. Whereas I think X-Wing, you know, you can play 10 games and it will never feel quite the same. If, you know, I mean, if you play 10 games playing the same fucking squads every time, it's going to feel the same, right? But you can shake up X-Wing in lots of fun ways. You can kind of shake up Armada, but it's different. Plus, I guess the thing is in Armada, like, are you really playing the Imperials without a Star Destroyer? You know what I mean? Like, in X-Wing, man, I'd play a squadron of Y-Wings in X-Wing. Are you kidding? Yeah. That feels like it works more in X-Wing, just doing whatever you want a little bit. Whereas, I think in Armada, I don't know, you need like a spine of the fleet and stuff. You know, it's like, it's different somehow. Yeah, the Empire's pretty fun in X-Wing. They're, I mean, they just capture it right, don't they? The TIE fighters, particularly TIE interceptors, by the way, are just more maneuverable than like the typical X-Wings and Y-Wings and stuff of the Rebel Alliance, but they're also much flimsier, right? And they don't come with shields. They kind of got to get by on pilot skill a little bit. Well, one or two ways. Pilot skill, or in typical Imperial fashion, you can just play a bunch of generic low initiative TIE fighter pilots and just seek to swarm and overwhelm, right? I don't think like generic pilots in the X-Wings work quite as well, because the X-Wing is a more expensive ship because it's got the shields and it's got the armaments. So really, you probably just want more plastic. You know, what I mean is, if you were going to go generic in the X-Wings, I don't think you have enough plastic on the table to justify going generic. You're actually better taking wedge and bigs, and you know what I mean? Whereas like 30 points on a TIE fighter, who gives a fuck, you know? Who gives a fuck? Get that guy signed up to the Imperial Navy. Let's do it. I'll tell you what I do like, though, about Armada as well, in particular. I like that... I actually find, like, building a cohesive fleet, I find that a bit easier in Armada than building a cohesive squad in X-Wing. Because I think in X-Wing, a lot of the pieces are kind of self-sufficient, right? Like, they can kind of do the thing that they want to do on their own, which I appreciate, gives you more creative freedom. That is not the point that I'm making. But in Armada, because you also have an admiral or commander, whatever the hell it's called, that will give your fleet a certain kind of identity, right? Like, it might be a commander who's really good at commanding squadrons, or, you know, they're really good with faster ships or with bigger ships, or... And I find that a little bit easier. I've got, like... You know, you can see the min-max pathway, I think, in Armada sometimes. Oh my god, not sure. Tabletop Simulator is... I'm not just talking about Steam, okay? I'm not just talking about video games. I think it is the best value for money product, like, in the world. Out of any product at all, that's surely true. Tabletop Simulator is the best value for money product. Not because of what the developers put in it, though, but because of the community surrounding it. It needs a Nobel Peace Prize. It is incredible. All you have to do, not sure, when you load up the game, you might think, oh, what the fuck is this? Because, like, I can play chess and poker here. How cool. But no, that's not true. Because then you go onto the Steam Workshop and you find all the mods that the community has made, and basically every board game, miniatures game, tabletop role-playing game, just anything you could think of that requires that type of a setup, it's there. It's on Tabletop Simulator. Somebody's made a mod for it already. Like, I promise you. And you can even play, like, dexterity games on it, if you really wanted, because it's essentially just a physics engine, right? And so there are tools to, like, flick things even in the game. I don't really interact with them very much, but you can kind of mess around with the physics enough to play, like, what's that game? Is it Crokinole? Where you flick the little pieces into the center and try and get it into the hole? You could play that on Tabletop Simulator. It's not as good, right, as playing it in person, but it's got all of that stuff. It's just a physics engine, and then people went crazy. Right, I can do one more lap probably. We're running out of time here. I might be turning my back on this setup already, I don't know. I think I'm gonna need it for the race though, just for straight line speed. Fuck it, I can't do this. Let's just join the lobby. Yeah, Armada is really good too. I actually wish with Armada, because they set a point limit on the squadrons that you can deploy, right? So if you... This won't make much sense to you, not sure, but Bo might know what I'm talking about. If you have a fleet that's 400 points, I think the squadrons can be a maximum of 134 points of that, and then the rest of your fleet has to be dedicated to capital ships. Now, sometimes you might take 0 points of squadrons, or you might take, 50 points of squadrons. Like, you don't have to take 134, but that is your maximum. But then they also have the rule that in that 134... 4 of the squadrons that you take can be aces rather than generic, like, no special ability guys. And I think that should be reduced. I think you should have maybe 2 aces. Because that's the one thing I find with Armada, is there starts to be a few too many, like, crazy squadrons. I kind of wish it was a bit more like, you know, you can take Luke and Wedge, but... you know, not also Dutch and Nora. Like, let's chill out. Plus, not sure, you know who one of the best commanders is in the game. Fucking Janda Donna, you better believe it. Admiral, whatever they call him. Do you remember, Bo? He has that ability where every time he deals a critical damage to an enemy ship, he can... I think he gets to look at 2 cards and choose the type of critical damage they take. That's so good. And he's... But the other thing is he's so cheap. He's about 10 or 15 points cheaper than most of the other admirals. And that's such a good ability, because, like, you know which ship you've hit, right? And you know which crit is going to be worse. Very strong. Plus, you've got... they're all really thematic, though. Admiral Radis has the thing where he can fucking hyperspace a ship in, just like Rogue One, right? You just start with 1 ship off the board. It can be anything. It can be like a torpedo frigate, good at close range, and then just at some point during the game, from a certain range of Radis's command ship, you just plonk in a fucking... a fucking cruiser right in the middle. Just shake everything up. And I remember Tarkin being the effective operator. Every time Tarkin issues a command to the ship, they get like the supercharged version of that command, or you could also describe it as they can use that command again at a later time. Yeah, he's Mr. Efficiency, right? Makes sense. It's good though, not sure. I think there's probably like 20 commanders, not sure, on both the Rebel and the Imperial side. And then ships, I mean, I'll try and list the Imperial ships, but I don't think I will get through them. You've got Gazonti cruisers, which come in pairs. You can take those. Victory class Star Destroyer, Imperial Star Destroyer, Interdictors are a thing, Onager Testbed Star Destroyers, Gladiator Star Destroyers, the smaller ones, the kind of close range things. You can also do a Super Star Destroyer, which is massive. It takes up your entire fleet. And I'm definitely missing some. I'm missing some. And then you've also got TIE Fighters, TIE Bombers, TIE Interceptors, Lambda Shuttles, TIE Defenders, TIE Phantoms. You can take... there's a lot of, like, scum and villainy pilots that you can take in squadrons, like IG-88, or who's the guy in the Jumpmaster? Is that Dengar? You can definitely take Boba in Slave 1. And they all have unique rules associated with them. You should actually... Not sure. You might have seen it, in fact. Hold on. I'm gonna try and get you a link. Maybe I just never... Did I just never upload it to YouTube? Yeah, maybe. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I'll try and find you a link. I'll have to upload something probably from the YouTube library in the background. What are you thinking for tonight? I don't feel great about it, to be honest, but let's do our best. Da, da, da. The cool thing is with those games on Tabletop Simulator as well, not sure. You know, there's a lot of rules going on in those games, right? There's a lot of things to learn, and you're not going to get away from that even on Tabletop Simulator. Like, you need to have a little bit of an understanding of the rules, probably, to play. But a lot of the mods are, like, scripted, you know? So maybe the more complicated things of, like, moving the ships around according to the correct rules and stuff will be handled for you by the scripting in the mod, which is pretty cool. Alright, looks like we're going. My dad gave me his old TV. 5 by 3 feet. Oh. That's pretty big. I use my TV as my second monitor. You're on my TV right now. It would be too far away for me to focus on as the gaming screen, but it works pretty well as the chat screen, plus all the, like, you know, the streaming software interface is up on my PC so that I can manipulate it if necessary. Whatever. You know what we should look at? What do we think's going on with strategy? Because I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Well, medium hard should do it. That's what I'm reading. Medium hard should do it. But if you're worried about that, you might be better off taking a couple of softs. Love you too, man. Here we go. I'm not going to go crazy on this first one. I actually didn't check the weather. Oh, a wet race. We have a wet race. That's pretty insane, actually. That's kind of insane.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track.
Wow, what a long pit exit. What the fuck? okay. That was not bad. I can also go a lot quicker.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
I had no idea how pit entry works here. The lap was okay. Not sure. I mean, 127.8. Let's look at what everybody else did. It was okay. It was an average lap. There were a couple of mistakes. I could feel it. You might not always be able to see it, but you can definitely feel it in the car. Losing time in the middle sector, really.
Okay, our best lap so far, 1:27.8.
These lap times are pretty close, but you know, not a lot of people have set a lap yet. I'm pretty far down there actually. I think I might just try this again.
Okay, when you're ready,
While the
let's go.
track's nice and clear. And just get a lap in. D8 is my guess. I mean, I've been really a specialist in failure when it comes to qualifying, to be fair. So, let's see. You know? There's a Ferrari coming, you idiot.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Not worth it. Not worth it. Lap was going to be bad. I don't know what the fucking V-carb was doing on pit exit. I genuinely think some people just don't look at the minimap. They just are not interested. The thing is that the problem I'm experiencing right now, not sure, is I don't know if I can go very much faster. I think we're just gonna wait. But yeah, if you look, it's that middle sector where I'm losing time. You know what I think it is? I think it's the kind of
Right, so our best lap so far, 1 minute 27.8.
What used to be the old pit straight. At the end of that, there's that it's kind of gear 3 sweeping left-hander and then into the right-hander. I'm pretty sure there's a way to take that right-hander flat out, and I just haven't nailed the line. And I reckon if I do that, I'll shoot up the order. Because, like, my final sector time is pretty decent.
We're currently 10th in the speed trap, 207.6 miles per hour.
First sector could use a little bit of work, which is really just those first 2 corners. It's really just those first 2 corners. But I'm just going to wait a little minute. This bit coming up here, I think this is where I'm losing a lot of time, where Psycho is now. So check this out. I'm not sure if that's really the right line, but... You see, he's off the gas a lot there as well, right? But I think you can take that much flatter if you just get the line right, I think. Been smoking tomorrow, that's cool. It's all flat round here? It's not all flat. Look at this. This is not flat. I mean, it's not that slow, but this is an outlap. Don't worry about it. This is an outlap. But the McLaren's going to get out of the way. So some of these guys are like already on their outlap. I'm going to wait though, I think. I'm going to go right near the end really. Because I only got time for one more lap. Yeah, but I know what you're saying, Bo. It's just a joke. But it's nearly all flat around Silverstone though, you know what I mean? It depends. There are sections of this track that are so wide that a corner, you know, somewhere else that you would have to brake for, you don't have to brake here because you just fucking run off into the rest of the tarmac, you know? I need to go, by the way. I need to go.
Checks complete. Everyone be
I hope I've left
aware,
myself
we've
enough
got a car
time.
leaving the garage.
Alright, I need to concentrate. This is it. This is the lap that might help us shoot up the qualifying order. I've really severely underfueled the car, but, you know, we don't need to come back to the pits, so... Is he on a cooldown lap now? I think he is.
Right,
Yeah.
we're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11. "30 seconds left in the session." Okay, we've been pushed down to P13.
Alright. I mean, it was faster. You know? Just not by a lot. But if you look at those times, they're pretty close together. And definitely, how much did I shave at the end? Because I think I jumped above probably Ice One and Panda and... Just dropped to P10 though. Oh, Panda just pipped me by 9 thousandths. By the way, I'll have a look at that in a minute. We're just waiting for Ben Wally, by the way. Is he still on a lap? It's crazy. Nah, he's had enough. If you want to watch comms, oh, cool. What the fuck? Here you go. Lemon is doing comms, I think, at the minute, so. P10, right in the middle of the grid, basically. Well, hey, it's a wet race, so who fucking knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Look at Scorter, man. What a teammate I've got this season. The funny thing is, though, look at that. He's only 4/10 faster than me. I tell you what, you might see that timing chart sometimes, right? When I'm qualifying and think, oh, a couple of tenths here or there. I mean, look at that. 4/10, and I'd have been up near the front top 2 rows of the grid. A tenth is so massive. Particularly in Formula 1, a tenth is so massive. So those little bits where you're like, oh, you know, I just lost a little bit of time because I lost a little bit of grip. Yeah, man. You lost a bit of time. What's Return of the King? Why the hell did Aragon? I don't know, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. No way, right? No way. It's wet. It's inter, right? It's inter, right? What the fuck is it trying to tell me right now? I'm hopping in the chat. What are people saying? There's no way. Is it really that bad? Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. It's got to be inter. Is it ever wet? It's never wet, is it? Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. $27. I mean, we've got less than 60 seconds. It's got to be inter, man. The racing line will emerge, right? You just have to put up with the first couple of laps. I'm doing inter for me. Whoops. I like the inter from what you're saying. I think it's inter. I think it's always inters. It's never wet, man. I get it. It's really heavy rain, but it's never wet. I feel like you'll do 6 laps on the wet tire and you'll want to put the inters on. Now, maybe that's the play, right? Is that you just start on the wets, wait for the racing line to emerge, and then fit the inters. But I don't think so. I think you just struggle through the first few laps and then you go inter. All right. Fucking good luck, everybody. I mean, it's fucking really wet. Look at that. The guy next to me has gone wets, but I can see a kick Sauber in front with intermediate tires. This is actually going to be a tough call. The tire call is actually tough. It's tough for the entire grid right now.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race. Keep pushing. The car behind can't keep up with this pace. We think they're struggling with fuel. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Great manoeuvre. You made it look so easy. You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep it up. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 11.3 seconds. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Nice move, good job. The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. Tyre wear rates are lower than we expected. Stay out a little longer if you can. Copy that.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I mean, I think I took a really normal line there.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.3 seconds. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Right, you've been pushing your luck on track limits too much, and we've been given a 3-second penalty.
That's really unfortunate.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. The rain looks like it's going to be getting much lighter over the next 10 to 15 minutes. There should be more grip, but don't expect a dry track yet. In this lap, push now. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance and the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Let's go, come on! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. Right, we've got teams in the pits changing over to full wets. Come in and change your tyres if you need to. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 6.5 seconds. And gap to the car in front, 1.5 seconds. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Okay, clear. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Oh my
Head down
god.
and let's get it
Why
done.
did I do that? I was definitely going to catch him and overtake him by the end of the race. How hilarious.
Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap. We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Okay, gap ahead, 3.7 seconds. We're catching the car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race. Final lap, push, push. The car ahead's out of fuel. The car ahead has run out of fuel. Come on, let's go. Green flag.
Doesn't look like he's fucking out of fuel. You know what I mean? Wait, was it P8? Oh. Hey, he's fucking driving that car, man. What the fuck? Out of fuel?
It's been amazing.
Ah, P8, because Braden must have got, did he get a time penalty at the end? Right? Because it would have corrected that. But he might try and cancel it. To be honest. Hmm. To be honest, he might... I could maybe try and cancel one of mine, but I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, it would have... It would have corrected it on that screen, Bo, if the 6 seconds matters. Yeah, I thought P10. Yeah, sure. No, P8's okay. I just, you know, I made a couple of silly mistakes, which is annoying, because I actually think, well, judging by the end there, I was faster. I was certainly faster than Dr. Braden, as evidenced by how quickly I was catching up to him and then got the overtake done. I think I was quicker than Mafala, and I may have been quicker than some of the guys in front. Again, it's just, to be honest, it's like qualifying and early race management that is... you know, that's really letting me down. So...
Great maneuver. You made it.
Like, I lost places off the start pretty quickly, right? Look at that. The guy next to me has gone wets, but I can see a kick Sauber in front with intermediate tires. This is actually going to be a tough call. The tire call is actually tough. It's tough for the entire grid right now. I mean... Can I do anything different? Really? I know I've got him on my outside. I just don't know how everyone's got so much fucking grip off the start. I guess I did force him wide there. And then I lock, yeah. The problem was I felt like the Red Bull was coming up the inside, but that was probably bad on Mush. I think this was just a great overtake maybe by Braden, by the way. Let's have a look at this. I think I messed up my braking maybe into here. Yeah, I run wide and he just... Look at that. I tried to position the car really well and then had to give space. Boom. I just think that's a really good overtake. And in the end I finished above him, but there you go.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race.
The inters were tough at first, man, and I wasn't being as careful as everybody else.
position for now. Everything's looking good.
Somewhere around here, I think I had like a big problem. Don't know. So I don't know. Is this my problem? I mean, Mush runs really wide. I'm on the inside. Maybe I could have turned more, but that side of the track is so screwed there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he has many places to go, and I don't think I have many places to go. Oh well. Anyway, I'm done. Maybe you enjoyed it, maybe you didn't. Be racing again next week, and hopefully things are now slightly back to normal. I'll keep you posted about Sunday in the Discord. Good night, everybody.